Welcome everybody to the Insider Perks YouTube channel. My name is Brian Searle, the founder and CEO of Insider Perks. Today we are going to talk about social media advertising, which is really, honestly, the biggest benefit of most of the social media platforms today. I have for the last couple of years personally considered them all advertising platforms. That's literally what you're doing. Unless you're trying to truly entertain, then for the most part, when you talk about the campground and RV park industry, you're really just paying for access to that audience so that you can attempt to sell to them. Now, certainly there are exceptions to that, right? You can create great social media content that has value that people will like and share and comment on and come to your website for. And so no one's saying don't do that. I'm saying primarily the focus of a social media platform for me is using it as an advertising platform because that's where the best ROI is. And I don't have to worry about any algorithm changes either. I don't have to worry about building up a massive audience and then one day Facebook decides to stop sending traffic to me. So let's talk about social media advertising then. As we've talked about many times on this channel before, you need to identify your target audience. It's super important, okay? So we're going to talk, let's just pick, we're going to pick whatever's in Chula Vista in 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. We've got Lexington, Kentucky. All right, so we're going to come here to our trusty map. We're going to go to Lexington, Kentucky. And again, what's our target audience, right? Now on a map, that's not really going to tell us much for the purposes of advertising on Facebook. And here's why. When you run an advertisement on most social media platforms, you are not doing it based on a keyword like you do in Google. You're doing it based on something you already know about the person you're trying to target. So the very easy low-hanging fruit is they like camping or they like RVing, or they're part of a Facebook page or a Facebook group, or they're something that I've identified that is my chosen demographic. They live in a certain place, they have a certain income level, they have kids or they don't have kids, they whatever, have been to my website or haven't been to my website, all those kinds of things, right? So you need to identify some characteristic about your audience, and that's how you usually, in most cases, will target on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, etc., right? It's not keyword based. So once you've done that, then you need to really pay attention to what you're doing. If you don't know how to use these platforms for advertising, and when I say advertising, I do not mean clicking the boost button and just crossing your fingers and hoping and praying that a bunch of people like your content. I mean actually using the full-fledged advertising platform behind Facebook and Instagram. I mean making sure that you're tracking the ROI of that advertising to ensure that it actually is resulting in sales or reservations at your RV park and campground, because there's no point in running ads if you're going to get 10 million comments and not a single person is going to put a dollar into your pocket. It doesn't make any sense, right? Okay, so you've got to track it. Number 2 is you must understand that you are trying to resonate with an audience. People are not responsive anymore to buy. They want to see something that they can make an emotional connection with, that's authentic, or something that they're very interested in because you've done your research and you've created creative and copy and advertising that is geared directly towards them, that when they're scrolling through that feed at 90 miles an hour, they're like, oh, look at that. Not only did that get me to stop, but now I want to read it, because after I stopped, I looked at it closer and realized that it's actually something that might interest me because I like camping or RVing, or I like birds, or I like hiking trails, or I like nature or the outdoors, or I'm a solo traveler, or whatever you know about that person, right? Period. Which means you can't just turn on one ad. You could, and it might work a little bit, but you can't just turn on one ad for every single person you're trying to reach. Even within the small segment of camping, without going into specific demographics, there are people who want to go glamping and who want to stay in cabins and who want to stay in tents and who want to stay in RVs and who want to stay in trailer rentals and on, right? You shouldn't be showing an ad with a cabin to someone who likes RVing, and you shouldn't be showing an ad to people who want to potentially rent your cabin to someone who owns an RV. Maybe I said that twice in a row. I don't know. Anyway, you get the point though, right? You got to understand your audience. You got to advertise to them. So social media advertising can be a great way to reach people that otherwise might not be searching on Google, or are people that you constantly want to reinforce your brand in front of. Say, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. And they may not be ready to camp right then, but when they do, they're going to remember that they saw your ad again and again, and not just saw your ad, but it was valuable content to them, and they remembered your ad. There's lots of advertising and lots of noise out there. You've got to create something different and unique. So that's it. Kind of top tips for social media advertising, right? Make sure you know your target audience. Make sure you understand how to use the platforms. You're not just boosting. Once you know how to use the platforms, make sure you're not wasting money. You understand all the settings inside Facebook and Instagram. And then make sure that you're constantly testing and refining, right? Even the best, most knowledgeable, amazing expert of Facebook and Instagram is going to mess something up once in a while. So make sure that you're paying attention to it. You understand whether it's converting or not. Converting is just a fancy word for, are they putting money in your pocket? And if they're putting money in your pocket at a percentage level that you're comfortable with and happy with, then you're fine. You're done. Or you can continue to try pushing that conversion level up higher. But that's really all social media advertising is you're trying to reach someone for brand awareness that otherwise is not currently looking for you. Give them some valuable content, ways to remember your brand so they think highly of you. And then when they're ready to go camping, hopefully they'll come camping with you. That's it, guys. Thanks. We'll see you on the next video.